praying for that one shot where he cuts back and you're able to hit him, and not that you're trying to hurt him.
That's right, but that's legal.
It's a much different game with RG3.
You're trying to hurt him. It's all clean. It's all legal. You are trying to. You want him out of the game.
Yeah, you're making him not want to run the football.
Yeah, let's not act like we want to like help him up and be like, hey, you're okay. Like, no, you're kicking my butt right now. I need you out.
To be fair, you're trying to hurt him, not injure him, right? I mean, that's the way the sport. It's called football.
That's right.
So that's the Baltimore side of last night, and obviously it is as good a story as we have in the sport. On the other side are the New York Jets, whom they beat last night, who will now have a losing record this year for certain, and who have a young quarterback who was, as I mentioned, selected 29 spots ahead of Lamar Jackson. Here was his coach last night, Adam Gase, with his thoughts on the development of Sam Darnold.
He's improving every week. From the entire year, every week he gets better and better. So there's going to be a point where he's going to be a really good player.
So it isn't a secret that I'm a fan of the team, and so perhaps at least from a self-serving standpoint and otherwise, is that accurate? As you watch Sam Darnold playing, and I watch every snap, is he getting better? Is he going to be a really good player?
Yeah, it's just not a nice linear progression. It's not going straight up like it seems to be with Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of pitfalls in between here, and that has a lot to do with the fact that this team is not really built to win right now. They don't have the same kind of weaponry, the same kind of cohesiveness that the Ravens have right now. And I'll say this, look, give Joe Douglas an offseason to see what he can provide Sam as far as better protection and more perimeter weapons and maybe even a new running back. Who knows? But let's just see what happens then. But I do think he's on the right trajectory. It's just not going to be a nice straight shot.
Nah, Louis, I'm not sold until he stops turning the ball over. That was my issue when he was coming out of USC. He was turning the ball over way too much, and I wouldn't have taken him number one overall. And then if he continues, especially if you look at this play right here, you have points on the board to go have momentum leading into the end of the half. And unfortunately, he turns the ball over. He continues to do that. I can't rock with him.
One thing to remember, though, about Sam Darnold, we talk about the linear progressions and some of the inconsistencies that we've seen. Let's not forget that he missed a large chunk of this season with mono where he wasn't even able to go out there and practice. So as a young player, that's going to hurt your development. It's going to hurt your maturation process. And so you see the good things. As long as you can continue to see those and the bad begin to get swished down, then you feel good about it.
And then, look, the question is going to become, is Adam Gase really a quarterback developer? We don't know that yet because we don't have any evidence that he is. So as far as, is he the answer? Well, I don't know, Greeny, because I don't know about your coach. I don't know about a lot of things with this team yet. So I know, see?
I'll just say this.
You're preaching to the choir right now, Rudy.
I'll just say this, and I'll leave it at that. If Adam Gase is the answer, I don't want to know what the question is. Okay, let's move on to the Dallas Cowboys. It has been a very tough road for Dak Prescott over his last 3 games. Week 12 against New England's pass rush. They gave Dak all kinds of issues, pressured on a season-high 35% of his dropbacks in a tough loss. The next week, Thanksgiving, Buffalo dialed up the blitz, sending a member of their secondary on 12 dropbacks, the most of Prescott's career. They forced an interception and had 2 sacks on those pressures. Then last week, against Chicago, Dak Prescott struggling. Again, a season-low 55% of his passes complete. Didn't help the Cowboys dropped 3 balls, tying their most in a game this year. So it's been a tough stretch for Dak Prescott and that offense. Another reason for the struggles have been the inability to hit Amari Cooper for the big play. On throws over 10 yards, Dak's yards per attempt is 3 yards less. His QBR is over 40 points less when targeting Cooper compared to everyone else on the team. Here are some thoughts from Dak Prescott.
I mean, obviously thankful to still be in the position to control our destiny. But yeah, we've got to get a win and we've got to play well. Simple as that. And momentum is something serious. We can get it on our side. This has been a streaky team in years. So you got to get that first one to get the second one. That's kind of just the mindset of focus on the day. Let's focus on now. Let's focus on this week. I'm not worried about the rest, and we will when that comes.
So here's the story coming out of Dallas now. And I'm just picturing, I remember Acho was sitting here the day after Thanksgiving, and he said, next comes the team meeting. Well, they lost that game. So now Jason Garrett showed his team, this is the film they watched, highlights of themselves playing well. He basically put together a film of good moments from the Cowboys to try and give the players a good feeling. Yeah. I'm throwing it open to 3 football players. Is that going to work? Is that a good idea?
We don't know if it's going to work, but what he is telling you is that his message is falling on deaf ears. He's like, look, I've said all I can say. Maybe if you guys watch yourselves, maybe that'll inspire you to be more consistent. Did Dak just say right there that this is a streaky team? He was talking about his own football team.
Yes.
He said, we can get hot. We've been a streaky team. What he's telling you right there, look, That right there, when you admit to yourself, hey, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to give you today. It may be like it was yesterday. I don't really know. Well, then how the hell is the coach supposed to know? So you don't know what team's going to show up this week.
What do you think?
And so this is a team that has loads of talent. At one point in time, there are 15 players on this roster that have made a Pro Bowl. Like, that's real. They have tons of talent. They're playing poor football right now. And so, this has happened to a couple coaches I played with. Like, you know what? We're good. We don't have any more answers. You guys watch yourselves playing good. Hopefully you remember what it was like to be good.
Exactly.
And then that production will begin to translate onto the field. And so I think no one's going to argue the talent on this roster. They've just got to figure out a way to get some confidence, because they look like a team right now that was picked to finish last in their division, not a team that was picked to play and possibly win the Super Bowl.
Well, I've been a part of a coach that decided I'm all out of answer. I'm digging all the way at the bottom of my treasure chest here, and it was Eric Mangini when he was on his way out. And so this is Jason Garrett saying, look, I am on my way out. This is the last of the last of the last motivational tactics I can use. If not, it's over for all of us. Me, half the players, coaching staff, we're all out of here. So just understand where Jason Garrett is right now.
We talked about it
as
last
the coach.
week. We said this is about being a pro.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's Clay Matthews' message. It's 1994 all over again. He needs to kind of maybe go down to Dallas and say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to tell you. Just be a pro. Just figure it out, because really it's on the players. Jason, really, there's nothing more he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about the players themselves, and if they don't figure it out, they're going to be sitting at home too. Maybe you'll have a couple of them on here. You want to get up or something.
Will's out. Happy to have him. I mean, there's plenty of room on the desk. I will say this. We will have much more on that game because it is a big one, Cowboys and Rams this weekend. Let me run the hurry up through some of the other big games this weekend. Bobby, Bears, Packers, what are you looking for there?
Well, this Bears defense has been playing really good. They're starting to look like the team that they were last year. They've been very, very good, especially on third down, near the top of the NFL. And that guy, Aaron Rodgers, as good as he has been over the course of his career, and he's still playing good football now, he is 19th in QBR on third down. That's putting him in the middle of the pack. So he's going to have to play much better football in the most critical situations, which is third down, if the Packers want to win this game.
Vilma next. Huge game in the AFC South. Texans, Titans. What are you watching?
I give you 2 words. Ryan Tannehill. That's it. Do I have to fill up the 30 seconds of how good he is and why they're going to win
Yes,
this game?
because I don't know that
awesome
everyone. I don't know that everyone realizes just how good he's been.
Okay, so let's remember Ryan Tannehill was with the Dolphins and stunk it up. All of a sudden, he comes over here, replaces Marcus Mariota, and has been lights out. He has been arguably the best quarterback besides Lamar Jackson in the last 5 games. That's why Titans are going to win.
That isn't an overstatement. He's genuinely been that good. Finally, Lewis, Bills and Steelers, and we just got word from Shefty. Juju Smith-Schuster will not play. What's the key here?
Yeah, I think for Buffalo, it's going to be about Josh Allen against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, against what is a good pass rush. Will he be able to make key throws in key moments and put the ball where he needs to put it when they need it? And then on the defensive side, look, Ed Oliver is one of those guys in a small market as a defensive tackle who's one of the up-and-coming dynamic interior pass rushers that you're going to see in this league for a long time. He's going to have to play a key role, especially if they can go ahead and put Devlin Duck Hodges in long third down situations.
It's a big game. We'll talk more about it. Much more football as we go. Let me quickly run the floor through some of the NBA highlights for you from last night. It starts with Joel Embiid. Before last night's game against the Celtics, he agreed with Shaq and Barkley's assessment that he needs to start dominating, and then he did just that. 38 points, 13 boards, 6 assists, a monstrous block shot in the final seconds right there. Sixers beat the Celtics, I should say, 115-109.
When you got guys like that, telling you that they trust you, that I can be great, and I take it to heart because I understand that. I understand where they're coming from. I know I have that potential, but I haven't shown that, especially this season. So I just took it, and I just wanted to come out and be better. Just play basketball. So that's what I did, and I appreciate whatever they said, and I think he played a part in what I did tonight.
It's a very mature response there from him. Meanwhile, Mexico City last night, Luka Doncic had 41 and posted his 8th triple-double of the year. Mavs over the Pistons by 11. Doncic had 12 boards, 11 assists. Porzingis, 20 points, including a monster dunk over Andre Drummond.